Hey y'all, it's me, Micah. This is probably going to be the fastest video I've ever made because I'm going to be talking about and demonstrating lowering my voice, and that's something I haven't done a lot, so it still kind of makes my voice get tired. So I'm not going to talk a lot because I don't want to strain my voice too much. So yeah, I'll demonstrate me lowering my voice and then I'll try to explain how I do it. But I've just started, like I said, oh, there it goes. I was waiting for the air conditioning to turn off and I was getting impatient, so I started this, but it turned off now. Yay. So yeah, I'll demonstrate it and then I'll try to explain how I do it. But like I said, I've just started trying to work on it, so I might not be able to explain it very well. Well, my face got really big there. I was actually looking at the viewfinder for once and I can sort of see where my face is, and I moved and it was like, ooh, anyway. So this is about where I normally speak. This is about my regular speaking pitch and tone and everything. But if I want to, I can bring it down and I can start talking down here more from my chest and in my lower register and in a more resonant spot, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it, but this is where my voice goes whenever I actively try to speak lower. I wouldn't be able to do this much around people who I'm not out to because it's a very drastic difference, at least to me it is. So they would probably be able to notice that something sounds weird, and they would start asking questions like, hey, are you sick? Are you whatever? And yeah, that would be weird. So I'll have to only practice this either by myself or in front of people who I'm already out to. Oh my God, my voice is so deep. This is so weird. It sounds weird, it feels weird, but it's also kind of great. So, back to my, sort of close to my regular voice. I can't keep going back and forth like this. This is weird. I need to stick with one or the other. So, yeah, like I said, this is going to be short because my voice is like, I don't know what to do about this. So, my regular speaking voice is sort of more in my throat and nose area, I guess. It's kind of, it sits higher. I don't know how to explain this. So yeah, I can feel it some in my chest, but I feel it like if I put my hand on my chest versus on my throat and my nose area, I can feel it mostly in my throat. If I talk and feel where most of the vibrations are, I feel most of it in my throat. So I guess that's where my voice normally sits. And it's also kind of farther forward in my mouth, if that makes any sense at all. It's, yeah, it just kind of sits in a different spot. I don't have the words for this, for the way it feels. So yeah, I guess if what I already said makes any sense at all, that's sort of where it normally sits without me trying or thinking about it too much. But then if I try to lower it, if I try to talk down here, it takes me a minute to get there. If I try to talk right here, I have to bring it into my chest more and bring it deeper, and I just focus on feeling the vibration of my voice lower in my torso, I guess, and bringing it a little bit farther back in my throat, maybe. Yeah, and it almost feels like I have to keep my throat more open for this to happen. So it feels like I have to open up the back of my throat more than I do when I'm speaking in my regular voice. And when I talk like this, I can almost feel it in my stomach too, which is really weird because I'm not used to that. And yeah, I feel quite a bit less in my nose. I feel some in my nose for M and N syllables and stuff like that. But in general, I don't feel it as much. And I still feel it in my throat, but I also feel it a lot more in my chest. And like I said, even down into my stomach. And it just feels like it's sitting either at the bottom of my throat or the middle of my chest or somewhere in that area. So yeah, it's just something, wow, this is sort of halfway in between the low voice and my regular voice. That's odd. But yeah, it's something that I want to work on more, because sometimes I really don't like how high and soft my voice is. It sounds like a child to me. It sounds like a voice that's never matured, and yeah, it sounds like it's sort of stuck, sounding like a teenager's voice or a child's voice. So I like the lower voice and the resonance of it and the sound of it. And something else about talking in the low voice, you want to actually speak in your lower register. You don't want to talk like this and do that. So what I was just doing, that weird sound, is called vocal frying, and it's as bad for your voice as it sounds like it is. And that's something I have to be conscious of, is because a lot of the time when I try to lower my voice, I'll kind of add some fry in there. And sometimes it happens accidentally, but yeah. So you want to be careful not to do that. And I sort of have a feeling that, especially when you first start training your voice to sit in a lower space, you don't want to do it a whole lot or all the time, because it'll take your voice time to adjust and get used to it. So you don't want to strain your voice too much. So if it starts hurting or feeling uncomfortable, then rest your voice for a little bit or speak closer to your normal pitch or that kind of thing until your voice just sort of stretches out and becomes more flexible and is more easily able to sit in that lower spot without feeling like you're straining too much. Which is why I've been going back and forth for this video, because speaking low kind of feels like I'm straining a little bit, but then going back and forth isn't easy on me either. So I'm gonna stop this and hopefully stop talking for a little bit, but knowing me, I'll talk to myself anyway, because I do that all the time. But yeah, so that's sort of where I'm at with all that. And there's a lot of other videos on here on YouTube about people training their voices to sit lower before they go on T and that kind of thing. I've watched a few of those videos, and then I've had some people on Facebook give me some pointers and that kind of thing. So if you want to train your voice to sit lower or sit in a different place, sit higher if you want that, then there's plenty of videos for that. I've seen a lot of videos for trans feminine people where they talk about how to raise their voices. I haven't seen quite as many for trans masculine, but I have found a few. So yeah, this is just one more video of that kind. So I hope that was at least entertaining to listen to. Me and my two, to me, sounding completely different voices. It's awesome though. I love it. So yeah, I think that's all. Like I said, probably the shortest video I'll ever post on here. So I hope y'all have a good day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever. And I will figuratively see y'all in the next video.